not look presentable. That's fine, I'm used to it.
These are weird 2010 trends I feel like everybody but me has forgotten about. And this is not like planking, Gangnam Style. Remember the Harlem Shake? We were so silly back then. No, this is like, I was chronically online since birth. That's an exaggeration. That's a hyperbole. I speak in hyperboles. Get used to it. So let's talk, babes. Hey, Divas. We are doing like natural makeup because I need to film a video.
I, in fact, got sick and got nothing done.
It's essentially 8 o'clock. It's 7:58 right now. And I need to film this challenge video for my upcoming romance book. The romance book with no name. I'm just taking everything out of this bag because it gets so difficult to find stuff. So, I'm gonna take everything out. All these lippies, we'll come back to those. And we're just gonna try to do a natural makeup, which is like against everything I know as a person. But I have this fat pimple on my forehead. I got to pop it this morning, but it's still so like there and in my face. So we're gonna start with just some like moisturizer kind of sort of stuff, just so it's like nice shimmery. Can you see that? Super shimmery. We're gonna jump right in though to donut Botox in Japan. It wasn't really Botox, it's saline. And I feel like I have to put a disclaimer here because it's gross. Like, this grossed me out so bad as a kid. And while I was like thinking up this video and I was like, oh, what should I post? What should I post? Oh, this would be so fun. And I was like, ugh. Like, it grossed me out so bad. So you may also have heard it as bagel head, because essentially what it is was saline that gets pumped into your forehead right here, right? And then a nurse or whomever goes in the middle of it, in the middle of this big old lump, because it forms like this big of a lump on your forehead full of saline, and it's like a mound. And then they go in the middle so that there's like an indent in the middle so it looks like a donut or a bagel. And it grossed me out so bad as a kid. But this was like a thing in Japan. It originated in Canada technically, but then it like found its way into like underground Japan. So no, not like your favorite, like, I don't know, whomever was like doing this back then, but like it was like an underground trend, and it got a lot of news coverage because it was so weird and gross. Like, I feel like I have to put a disclaimer before. I put way too much on right there. Oh, oopsies. I'll just split it out. It'll be alright. I feel like I have to put like a disclaimer before I show this just because it's so gross. I don't know if everybody will find it that gross, but ugh. My next one was that dubstep was everywhere. Like, you cannot go 2 seconds without dubstep. And when was the last time you've heard about dubstep? Like Skrillex and whoever else. But like, dubstep was in its prime and it was absolutely everywhere. It was in every YouTube intro. It was in Roblox. The real ones will remember the golden boombox. Every game had a golden boombox you could buy in some capacity. Fashion famous, high school years, everything had like a golden boombox thing. I need to go wet my beauty blender. The dubstep was everywhere. Like, you could not escape dubstep. Like, it did not matter where you went, it was there. And it was haunting you because I was never a fan. I was never a fan of dubstep. Once again, it was everywhere. And when was the last time you heard about dubstep? Though, apparently, from the Reddit research I did, I took a nice little stroll on Reddit. Halfway there. I'm such a hater of that, but oh my god. Apparently, people were like really glad that people don't care about dubstep. Like, the fans of dubstep are like, hell yeah, those posers, bro. Ruining our life. Who knew that people were so passionate about dubstep? Everyone was playing like Trivia Crack or Dumb Ways to Die on their phone. Like, mobile games were just like a thing then, and they weren't like these super like ad filled brain rot mobile games that there are now. Like, they were games and they were genuine. But I remember playing like Heads Up with my friends a lot. But I remember Trivia Crack was everywhere, Dumb Ways to Die was everywhere. I played Dumb Ways to Die religiously, and the song was everywhere. If you are young, then you won't know it. Well, you might, because sometimes I still hear it floating around. But there was a song to Dumb Ways to Die. It was literally just dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. And it was everywhere. Weird, but I wanted to mention it. I was obsessed with flower crowns. Flower crowns had their moment. I was obsessed with it. I got them everywhere I went. If they had a flower crown, I was gonna have it. Take away from my cold dead hands. Bitch. And also, to Brandon, who stole my silly bands in the 2nd grade. I haven't forgotten. White sneakers. What are you talking about, Sam? Like, white sneakers are still dying. Like, everybody wears... Oh, I got that under my nose. My bad. Everybody wears white sneakers, Sam. Yeah, but... White light-up sneakers? No. White sneakers with suits and dresses, like, that was such a popular thing, was... Did I just pop my nose? Was white sneakers with suits or dresses, especially suits. This was a big thing for the guys on red carpets. Like, you could not escape that. It was positively everywhere. And I also remember when I was in middle school, so like 2017, 2019, 2020 even, like, I specifically in the 7th grade, which was like 2019, 2020, was that white versus black Air Forces was a big thing. Like, I don't know, like, I remember my friend would be wearing her black Air Forces, and she is goth now, but back then, she was wearing like a sparkly rose gold jacket. And people would be like, ha ha ha, creep, like, all this stuff. It wasn't like it was just a meme, I guess. Like, it wasn't like a serious thing, but yeah, it was everywhere. Do you guys remember Draw My Lives? This was such a thing back then, where essentially YouTubers would get out their markers and their whiteboards, right? and they'd be like, excuse my art skills, like I'm not an artist, don't mind me. So I was born in the airport September 11th, 2001. My parents were actually going to be on the flight that hit the Twin Towers, but then I was born. And that's like every single one of them would be so traumatic. I need to do my eyeliner, so this is the best we're gonna get with the eyeliner. It's not good. Anyways, Draw My Lives. That was an entire era, and I watched them religiously. So it's not hate, because I would stay up watching those 110%. Quirky Violence. This was another one I partook in heavily. Quirky Violence was like, if you eat my cupcake, I'll stab you. Or arson, knife, gun, And I think this like originated, I guess there's like a big old air bubble in this. That was a really weird feeling, and I did not like it. This is just like a big, like, I think Tumblr thing mostly, but then, you know, it migrated everywhere onto YouTube and onto Instagram and Twitter, where, you know, like Tumblr posts just get reposted all the time. Another one is just like, I'm gonna use blush as my lipstick, by the way. But it was big, and it was always like the different variations of like, if you steal my cupcake, if you blah 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 blah, insert whatever here, I'll hurt you, I'll hunt you down. And that's just like a big thing, but it would be considered so cringe nowadays. Like, it would be so genuinely cringe nowadays. I think another thing is, where's my little like makeup thing? Not this, but my little makeup remover. Where did that thing go? There it is. Things are gonna get lost in my bed. I'm gonna wake up to like red lipstick poking me in my stomach. Anyways, another big thing was imagines. These were not fan fictions. No, these were imagines. This was an entirely different thing. Because it's like if you called a poem a novel, you know, like, no. Imagines were essentially like point of view. Dan and Phil find you bleeding on the bathroom floor. What do they do? Or it wouldn't be point of view, it would be like, imagine Dan and Phil find you bleeding on the bathroom floor. What are their reactions? Phil sobs his eyes out. Dan makes a quirky violence joke. That was such a thing. I was too young to read Dan and Phil fanfiction. I wasn't really in the fanfiction world when I was a Dan and Phil fan. But let it be known, I was a major Dan and Phil fan. This does not have a lid for the top. Where's my Aquaphor? Those were, I think, my list of weird 2010s trends. Honestly, I feel like some of them are not that weird. They just kind of got, like, I don't know, like, the Draw My Life, I don't think it's, like, weird as a concept. I think it just got a little weird, because it was just turned into everybody, like, trauma dumping. And I wonder now, this thought just came to me, like, I wonder if it was almost, like, a competition between some people of, like, who could be more traumatic, you know, like, because some people would do, like, multiple parts, you know? And they always just had their little whiteboards. They had a whiteboard and a dream. But, yeah. So, I think this is where I'm going to leave the makeup off at. It's not, like, crazy. My pimple, still pimpling. It was way worse, though, so I'll survive. I'm going to have to figure out my hair, but... oh, well, the video starts with being upside down anyway. So, well, I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this. Please follow along my author series. This video I'm recording is trying odd author habits for a night. So please follow along. I love you so much. Bye, Divas.